Hey, this is Steven with StevensGuitarLessons.com. Welcome to another episode of my Tip, Trick, or Lick of the Week series. Today we're going to be talking about one of my philosophies, actually two of my philosophies. This is kind of a 2-for-1 in this video because these are both, they're conceptually related, and it works well to think of them, to think of both of them, and then you can kind of let one piggyback off the other, since conceptually they're so closely related. But the ideas, the first one we're going to talk about is this is something that applies to not just guitar playing but any instrument, and the idea is conservation of motion. We want to limit how far we're having to move. So minimize your movement. Keep your physical movements under control, both with the pick hand, so that we're never so far away from the strings that we have to rely on visual, because otherwise we'd have no idea where the pick is because we're just constantly moving on. We want to keep that minimized. I often will touch my fingers against the strings to not necessarily while I'm playing, but in between things, to help keep strings quiet, for one thing, but also to keep my hand where it needs to be. And that might be in the midst of a song, that might be going from one section to another, it might be between songs, it might be for any reason why I might want to keep the strings quiet and at the same time keep my pick right there where I need it, right in place where I can make use of it easily and quickly and efficiently. So with the fret hand, we want to make sure that we're not pushing our fingers away from the strings and playing with approaches where we've got our fingers having to travel a great distance to get to this further away point, and then they got to travel this great distance to get back to the string when we need it. So anytime we've got a finger out that far like that, where we're pointing at something with the index finger, or where we've got a finger going the opposite direction from the fretboard, we're creating a lot more travel and movement and wasted time that will keep us from being able to play, not necessarily at the speed we need to play, it depends on the song, but it will keep us from being able to play as fast and as smoothly and efficiently as we could. And it's a huge degree. The distance between here, where I've got my pinky just kind of hovering over the A string, ready to play, and so I'm making a huge difference in how far I'm traveling. And in some cases, like I say, it might not make a difference. It might not ruin everything. Everything might not grind to a halt. You might be able to get away with it. But that doesn't mean that it's the best choice. That doesn't mean it's the best way to move forward. We want to always be minimizing the motion. That also goes for if I'm playing a pattern like that between two fretted notes. I don't have any reason to lift off my index. That doesn't give me any benefit at all. So I keep my index down in a situation like that, so that the whole thing is just the one finger's on, that finger's off. Finger's on, off, whatever finger I'm doing, ring, pinky, whatever. I've got my other finger keeping, staying put and keeping that note always there, so that I don't have to put that finger back on. Minimize your motion, minimize your movement. So this principle of economy of motion is something to always keep in mind. The closer you are to where you need to be, the easier you can get there. The easier it is to control things. The more dexterity we can develop. Okay, so excellent concept. Another thing along the same lines is economy of energy. We don't want to waste any energy, and it's a similar sort of thing because it takes energy to make these movements, but it goes a little further than that, because it's not just minimizing movement for energy conservation's sake. We're also wanting to not tense up. We don't want to be having to feel like we're having to to manhandle the instrument. Again, you might be into aggressive hard rock or metal music and have seen players playing like that. That's stage presence more than anything. Aggressive playing calls for a different kind of to get a really aggressive sound, it calls for a little bit of a different kind of a playing approach. But we're always going to be better at whatever kind of playing approach we're going to take or we're going to use at any point in time if we have more control over what we're doing and the tools that we're using. So we don't want to ball the fist up for the pick hand. Some players, that's just how they play and they feel more comfortable. But as long as we're not squeezing and tensing up and wasting energy, that'll fatigue you really fast. It'll wear you out really fast. If we're pressing down harder than we need to press, it's going to wear out our fret hand quicker. We can also get pitch issues from pressing down too hard, and we can bend and push the string from side to side when we don't really intend to if we're pressing too hard. So we've got to be in control. If we think about economy of motion and economy of energy, and try to always maintain those, do the least that we have to do in both of those areas to do what we need to do. And when you're learning those concepts, you might underdo. You're hopefully going to underdo. You're going to not press hard enough, or you're going to not hit hard enough, or not move fast enough, or not move far enough away, because we're trying to minimize that. And you'll stumble, and you might even play something that you could play that sounded better when you weren't thinking about these concepts, and you think about these concepts, and now it sounded a little worse now. Keep working on it. Keep mastering those concepts. And again, that's not going to make everything that you do instantly sound better, but it's going to give you headroom. It should make most things sound better, smoother, more connected, more musical. But it's certainly going to give you more headroom to do things that are faster, that are more dynamic, that are more aggressive, etc., and be able to do those things more capably. So that's what we're looking for, and that's what we want to try to. That's the point we want to try to get to, and hopefully these concepts of conservation of energy and motion will help us along that journey. So hopefully you enjoyed the video and the content here. Hopefully it was beneficial to you. But if you've got any feedback or anything, definitely let me know. Send me a message, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next week with another tip, trick, or lick of the week video. Thanks a lot. Hey, it's Steven. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful, if it was something that was beneficial for you, I hope you'll go and check out my website, stevensguitarlessons.com, and that's StephenGuitarlessons.com. You can find out all about my guitar lessons program there, and a lot about me as well. And if you found that it was too simple or too basic, it was covering topics that were too simple or too advanced, definitely check out some of my other videos. I do cover a range of skill levels and topics and concepts, and hopefully there's something there to your liking. If so, or if not, whatever, you can feel free to send me a message. You can contact me through the website, and I hope to hear from you, and I hope to see you again for my tip, trick, or lick of the week. Thanks a lot, and again, this is Steven from StevensGuitarLessons.com.